Hello, I'm Jordan Midler and welcome to my review of Call of Duty WW2. Now, the most interesting thing about Call of Duty WW2 has little to do with the game, it has more to do with the story behind the game. That being a vitriolic fan backlash over the series' progression to future warfare. Many long-term fans of the series saw this as abandoning the franchise's roots, which grew from the muddy trenches of Normandy, to the rip from the headlines conflict of the series' masterpiece, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. What this results in is a game that may appease trench foot 'em up fans with its gritty Band of Brothers campaign and sterile multiplayer for a while, but some changes that feel more like chasing the pack rather than innovating leave a lot to be desired. The single player campaign sees you take control of a farm boy from Texas, writing home to his love as you shoot the ever-loving shite out of every atom in France as part of the Bloody First. A group of soldiers come cliches that are about as interesting as a 2,000-page long book about sand. The campaign brushes with greatness in a few of its quieter moments, a stealth sequence in which the player must assume the role of a resistance fighter disguised as a Nazi officer as a highlight. To put on my earnest cap for a minute, the game flirts with some of the true horror of World War II in its closing moments, but instead of being moving or evocative, it left me with the feeling the capacity to explore this further was abandoned in favour of another shoot them, run up here, oh can you believe it, more Nazis, shoot, oh look a sniper, and can you believe it, more Nazis. It just feels toothless and bland coming off the back of something like Wolfenstein 2, and I know that may seem like comparing Luther to Hot Fuzz, but I'm not really talking about the parts of Wolfenstein that feel like a surreal remake of Allo Allo, rather how effectively it sets up a villain. Call of Duty World War II never gets all the way there. Now, it would be wrong not to mention the game's visuals, which are ridiculously lavish, the cutscenes especially delivered a real look how far we've come moment, but it's a shame that the actual content of those cutscenes is about as thin as a Rye Vita. But let's be honest, a great deal of you won't even have noticed the game comes with single player, you're more interested in the fishy centre to this cod sandwich, the multiplayer. Upon starting multiplayer, you'll be asked to join a division. This basically is a set of perks that you're free to reselect at will. Then you'll be taken to the existential nightmare that is Normandy Beach, or headquarters. Think of it as the tower from Destiny, but with more loot boxes literally raining from the sky and a tangible lack of respect for the millions that lost their lives in the war. If you're as lucky as I am, you'll be called something horribly offensive within 30 seconds and get to listen to Snoop Dogg's Drop It Like It's Hot play through something that sounds like a broken washing machine. So far, so multiplayer, but what has always set Call of Duty apart is its heart rate bothering twitch shooting, and that is still here, and it works as well as ever, but the game's maps leave the whole multiplayer experience feeling extremely bland. The best map by a mile is one set on a ship, and I think I only like it because it reminds me of Modern Warfare. Also, I know it's basically law now that every year they change the way unlocks and progression works, but it just results in me choosing one weapon and sticking to it for ages. Here's the thing, I really like the future Warfare games. I thought Advanced Warfare was the best Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2, but I'm also not stupid or blind. I know that I'm in the minority there. I just worry that in an attempt to bow down to the whims of an extremely vocal subsect of the audience and claw back the ground lost to Battlefield 1, Raven and Sledgehammer have produced a game that is trying to be all things to all people and coming up short in most of them, applauding an overlong campaign, a multiplayer suite that, while it's fun, is formulaic and in desperate need of a revolution, and a zombies mode that, well, put it this way, it manages to make David Tennant sound like he was brought up in the same part of Ralston as Mel Gibson.
Yeah, I know what I did, but hold your applause. I'd rather try knobbing a rolling donut before I bust my arse with your pennies again.
Let me know what you think. Have you played Call of Duty World War II, or are you thinking about picking it up later on? Or have you moved on? Did you jump ship to Battlefield last year, maybe Titanfall or something like that, and you don't really fancy coming back? I'm interested to hear what you think. But until next time, I'm Jordan Midler. See you later.